Welcome. My name is David Wiss, registered dietitian nutritionist with the Los Angeles district of the California Dietetic Association.
And my name is Stephanie Pell. I'm an RD2B, also with LAD.
Thanks for joining me, Stephanie.
Thank you so much.
Today we're going to talk about a very important and controversial topic on front groups. Information will be summarizing a report released in 2013 called The Best Public Relations That Money Can Buy, written by attorney Michele Simon.
Great. So to get started, can you tell me what exactly is a front group?
In a nutshell, front groups represent public relation efforts by the food industry, usually in response to heightened criticism about the contemporary food supply. Front groups attempt to reassure the media, the public, and policymakers that our food system is healthy and safe.
Okay.
So it appears to benefit the public, but it often claims to represent farmers or consumers when they actually don't. So this message of "I'm on your side" is used as the front. Really what front groups do is push industry-friendly science, hide their true agendas, and hide their true source of funding.
Wow. All right, so what are the common tactics that these front groups use?
Well, the main goal is to control the public discourse, to give people talking points, to give them information that they can use on controversial topics to which they probably don't know much about. So they're hiring scientific experts to write op-eds in the popular press. They're attempting to change the way problems are viewed, the way problems are talked about. They often will downplay alternative points of view and discredit other sources. Common tactics that we see are to debunk common nutrition myths about food and nutrition. Because they have more money for science and more money for research and more experts, they say we are science and you guys aren't.
Wow. So can you give me a few more specific tactics that they use?
Yes. One is called astroturfing, where front groups create a fake grassroots movement. They pretend to represent the little guy, the ranchers, the consumers, but really it's big food in disguise.
Gotcha.
Another one is called shooting the messenger, where they discredit their critics. They use mockery, often call people the food police or extremists. Another tactic is buying science, which is basically paying for research, placing it in the media, and not giving proper disclosure.
Wow.
And lastly, there's a tactic called scaremongering, where they prey on people's fears. Usually these fears are related to finance or to economy. Best example is Prop 37, which was in 2012 California's initiative to have mandatory labeling for GMO.
Right.
For some reason, the food industry was able to get information out there that scared people into believing that if GMOs were labeled, that food prices would skyrocket and people would be no longer able to afford food.
Right.
Really what 37 was doing was asking for transparency about what we eat.
Right, which is exactly what we're trying to achieve.
We want transparency.
Right. So you've talked all about these front groups and their tactics. Can you give me an example of one?
Definitely. An important one that we as dietitians need to know about is called the International Food Information Council Foundation, also known as IFIC. Quite a mouthful.
Yeah.
Right? Their mission is to effectively communicate science-based information on health, nutrition, and food safety for the public good. They infiltrate nutrition conferences such as FNCE, which is the annual dietetic conference. They provide continuing professional education units for dietitians. They work very aggressively with the media to get their information out there. What most people don't know is that IFIC is funded by companies like Kraft, McDonald's, Nestle, PepsiCo, Monsanto, and several others.
Wow. So basically, what can we do to fight these front groups?
That's the main question, right? What can we as dietitians do? Well, the first step is to identify these groups and their source of funding. Oftentimes a little internet research can reveal. Other times it's much more difficult to figure these things out. Tip-offs can be sometimes in the name. They use words like alliance, council, coalition, commonly used to sound like very legitimate, even sometimes government sources, right? But they're really representing the financial interests of the food industry. So when you see these things happen, we need to call these groups out. When they're cited in media and their true agenda is not disclosed, we want to contact media outlets, tell them about these conflicts of interest.
Great. So basically, you are saying that there is hope. There is a positive outlook for us.
As dietitians, we're the people that need to speak up.
Right.
So absolutely there's hope. You as a dietitian can help educate the public, the media, and policymakers about these true hidden agendas behind front groups. The time to speak up is now. You as a dietitian can absolutely make a change.
Great. Well, thank you so much, David.
Thanks for joining me. Until next time, signing off.